I had to traverse the plains. Yeah.
Did you really just say traverse?
Yes.
You had to traverse the plains? What are you, a buffalo?
Those are extinct, aren't they?
No!
No. Buffaloes are dinosaurs, bro. What the hell?
Or is that bison?
They're the same thing!
Wow.
Marco, did you know that Chris Brown thinks buffalo are extinct?
Are you telling me buffalo aren't extinct?
No, they are not.
Gosh.
First blood.
I'm gonna tell all my friends.
The only thing extinct is your YouTube credit after that blunder.
I can't. Oh my god, I'm laughing. I'm running into everything. This is gonna suck so bad. Damn it, wait for us. Technical difficulties. I got greedy. My thumbs are killing me. Oh no.
We just IT'd this up.
It's ridiculous.
I'm gonna really try on this one. Shit.
That was a good one. Gotta read the notes carefully always.
Oh, guillotine.
Who reads notes?
Yeah.
So if you had read that, you would have known, and you wouldn't. Well, you would have died still, but at least you would have known.
Thanks, Treatment. But he's just coming in like, just whacking me in the face.
Is
Unstoppable punch in the face.
It's probably the best.
See, this is absurd.
No.
Oh!
This might even
See,
be out of.
this is not going well. Rage incoming. What the hell just happened there? What's going on, guys? We got a lot to talk about now, don't we? What's going on, everyone? How you doing, LC, Dakota, CB, Jaden, Charles, Mr. Suave, Dakota, Epigenosis, Constantin, Kim, Damien, Sam, it's been a while, Yatia, I feel like I butchered that, Judah, Sugar Circuit, Keston Decker, what's going on, everyone? Happy Wednesday. What's up, Benny? How you guys doing? So we got a bit to talk about now, don't we? What's up, Knillink? Knillink? I butchered that. Knillink? Knillink? Smitty! I saw that you commented about that, Dakota. Okay, so we're gonna get into this. Yeti. Oh, Yeti. Ah, very cool spelling of that. Good to be back in the flow. It's good to have you back, Sam and Sam. I think I've got to do the Odin grind. Oh no, I will not be doing the Odin grind regardless. Odin just doesn't fit in my roster. So, pre-nerf, post-nerf. Well, I shouldn't say post-nerf because we don't know what he's going to do, right? What up, Ryan? Chevy is... There's Chevy. Chevy just came up the stairs. I was like, he's here somewhere. Dude, CB, thank you for the $5, fam. Chris, thank you. I can't wait to read hear what Janice said. But dude, Chris, thank you so much for the $5. And Chris, you are the king of CandyLand. What color would you like the background to be? Handled better than you expected? Yeah. I agree.
Chris Brown donated $5. I'm happy with the situation. They're changing him, but have agreed to give people stuff back for the stuff bot and will tune him. Handle better.
I think I agree. I think it was handled much better than expected. 100% agree with you, Chris. And Chris, you know I don't have pewter. What up, Steel? Verge? They aren't giving money back. Total. It's not a total bait and switch though, Charles. It's not. As much as people want to believe that it's a bait and switch. It's not. Them actually giving the 5 crystals or whatever the crystals for the next is actually kind of really surprising. Red, you got it, fam. You got it. What up, MSD? Odin's pre-fights got nerfed. He's actually getting a buff. You take the W's, you take the wins with the losses. Exactly. And that's the whole thing with those cross fights were broken. They would have broken the game. They were broken AF. They were broken AF. Yo, Brendan, what's going on, fam? So technically, Odin is not getting a nerf. Odin's getting a buff. His cross fights are what's getting the nerf. What's up, Lost Vein? How are you doing? They still, so I'm gonna read the post to you. Let me bring it up here. So the post says, Summoners, prior to Odin's Crystal and Arena release, we are adjusting his kit to ensure fair gameplay. Today, we are removing the ability to stack multiples of the same buff from Odin's pre-fight abilities on a single champion, bringing his abilities more in line with champions like Magneto House of X, aka White Magneto. We understand that some of our summoners purchased these bundles for Odin's support abilities. To make this right for everybody that purchased the Odin preview bundles and all summoners that receive Odin from his crystals, arenas, and into the future, we are committing to a few things. Summoners who purchased any Odin preview bundle or crystals from the Black ISO market will receive the equivalent number of crystals for our next featured champion next month. This may occur after that champion's preview bundle has been released. We are committing to a tuning buff for Odin quicker than we normally have in the past. We understand that this change does not affect Odin's performance as a support champion, and while we want to maintain his status as a support champion, we also want to compensate for this change by giving him more power in his base abilities. This should be completed for our May release. We'll continue to keep an eye on Odin. Keep an eye. Get it? I see what you did there, kabam. And his synergy / pre-fight abilities. We thank you for your patience and cooperation. And I'm going to post this link and pin it. I can't spell. Hello. So then we're going to pin that. There we go. So there we go. We got that pinned now. What up, Dash Mo? Sean Matthews? Pew, pew, pew. How are you guys doing? Just woke up at 2 a.m. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he might go low. He might actually go low. So let's talk about this, because honestly, this is really a step in the right direction with Odin, because he was really broken. Like, with those crossfight abilities and being able to stack multiple Odins was really game breaking for certain champs, aka Ghost. So it's really not a bad thing that they are doing this. What's up, Jaden? How are you? So they turn him from support to playable a bit more. Is that not a good thing? I think it is, Dowsey. What about the people that wasted items on champions like Hela that are screwed now? Well, here's the thing, is it's still going to work well with Hela. He's still going to work well with Hela, potentially. So it's just kind of to wait and see. Like, we have to wait and see. We can't jump the gun, right? You don't want to jump the gun and be like, oh, he's horrible now. Like, I can't believe they did that. Like, what am I doing? There we go, Angela. You just kind of gotta wait and see how he's gonna be. Like, honestly though, them nerfing his pre-fight, oh no, here goes the voice. Them nerfing his pre-fight ability wasn't that big, isn't, oh my gosh. Hold on 1 second, squeak, squeak. There we go. I bet they'll issue rank down tickets if they adjust synergies. I think they, honestly, they might. Right? They might, Brandon. Or excuse me, Brendan. I think they will. What's up, Big Hoss? I don't know, Big Hoss. That's a good question. It didn't break Ghost. It made her hit much harder. It straight up broke Reg. No, it. Trust me. It would have broken Ghost. MSD. Believe me when I say Ghost would be more broken than kind of what she already is. That is very true. Well, here's the thing, Sam, is we get them, like, when we get the champions, sometimes we don't have a lot of time with them before their preview bundles are out. So, like, we'll have, you know, like, a very, very brief amount of time to be able to get to play with them and then get the content out and get our thoughts in the chat and, like, what we think. And by then, it's too late, right? By then, it's too late. What power level would it take Ghost up to? There would be some content that would take people an exorbitant amount of time to do. Probably less than or equal to 2 hours. Something in incursions. I still don't understand the compensation for early access bundles alone. So this is what it is because they can't technically refund that, right? They're trying to make it right, Smitty. So they know people bought those early access bundles because they saw information released about what, you know, he could do with his crossfight, right? What stacking multiple Odins could do. So people bought those early access bundles in hopes of, like, doing things like that and the way his crossfight ability worked. So instead of being like, well, we're going to take that champ and, you know, any resources and your money that you paid for, we're just going to refund you that. Then what they're doing instead is they are just giving you 5 of the crystals for next champ. So... it's a little more complicated than that, Brendan. It's a little more complicated than that because sometimes, like, it's a little more complicated than that. Believe me, we've been down that road. It's a little bit more complicated than that, and I wish it wasn't. But it kind of is. The way the game is developed and that sort of thing, it's a bit more complicated than that. Still, most got this champ for his synergies, not to not offer refunds or rank down tickets for those champs is a total ripoff and not the first time. It's not, I don't want you to look at it as a ripoff because they are trying to make it right. They didn't have to, listen, Charles, they didn't have to offer those extra crystals. They didn't have to do that. They could have just been, they could have been like, yeah, we're doing this and we're sorry and we're done with it, right? They could have very easily have done that. But they chose to kind of be like, look, we realize the fault in this and, you know, we didn't realize that he was going to be this way, or we didn't really realize that this was going to be played like this. So I don't think they had that thought in mind when it was kind of discovered that you could stack multiple Odins and get it that way. So that's I'm kind of they're going out of their way, which is kind of nice and different for Kabam. So like I'm totally okay with that. If you actually got the champ, you're getting a better champ. If you missed Odin, you're getting free calves. It's great. What up, BFF? How are you doing, fam? I think that's decent compensation, but if they release bad champs next month, it's a bit of a wound too. I mean, it could be, right? Or you could end up getting an amazing champ out of there, right? It's kind of like one of those things. It could be really bad, but it could also be really, really good. But I want it now. Well, you can't have it now, Smitty. You can't have it now. Oh yeah, trust me, Brendan. We know. It's one of those things. Like, it kind of sucks. What's up, Darnell? How you doing, Shane Lassiter? Listen, they didn't create them like that, though. Look at Charles, you gotta look at Quake. Quake was never intended to be played the way she's played. So, you think they would have realized that now, if that was like today, you think she would be still the way she is? I don't think so. I think if she was released now and someone played her like that, they would have looked at that and been like, oh yeah, we didn't intend for that. We didn't intend for that. So it's very possible if Quake was released today, she would have undergone the same treatment. What's up, Ever? They did not intend for you to charge her heavy like that. So Max, was this the fastest a champ has been changed? I think so. I'm trying to think if anyone else has been changed faster, and I don't think they have. What's up, Hippy Dippy? They should nerf Ebony Maw next. Rip. Ebony Maw nerf, let's go. Ebony Maw nerf, I'm for it. No, just kidding. Where's he at? There he is. Yeah, but that was in the beta. That's different, MSC. He wasn't technically released. What's up, Dr. Black? Sergeant Ace? How are you doing? Yes, Cosmic Ghost Rider was he was nerfed before he was actually released. So that doesn't really count. That doesn't count. What's up, Mansoor? How are you doing? Bobby Hotep, to be honest, the skill required to use Quake like a badass is very high. Timing, AI, input drops, etc. Not a high percent of player base can do it. You can with practice. There are some people who just don't want to practice. Very nice, Dash. Congrats. Do you like the new positive response from Kabam? I do. I think it was very good. Like, for them to come out and say, right? For them to come out and say this, summoners, hold on, I'm gonna bring this up. Give me 1 second here. Let's bring this up. I'm gonna bring this up and then I'm gonna, there we go. For them to come up and say this right here, summoners who purchased any Odin preview bundle or crystals from the Black ISO market will receive the equivalent number of crystals for our next featured champion next month. This may occur after that champion's preview bundle has been released. That's a huge step for them. That's a huge positive response from them, because they could have easily, guys, like, they could have easily been like, look, he's not working as we intended him to work. So, sorry, tough cookies, right? They could have easily have done that, but they realized probably the outrage that would have caused, right? So, this is a better way to go about doing it. Like, this was a really good positive response from Kabam, I think. Bringing justice to the All-Father, finally. What's up, the Prodigy? How you doing, Wounds? I bought 2 Odin preview bundles and I got him twice and I'm taking him to rank 5. Darnell, I would wait. I mean, honestly, Darnell, I would wait to take him to rank 5 to see, like, how he is, because he's gonna be getting an update for the May update, right? So you've got a month. You've got a little over a month, like a month and a half. So I would just hold off and wait and see how his update goes, right? Because his update could be complete and utter garbage. I'm not saying it is or isn't, right? But it might not be something that you are like, oh, like, I don't want you to have a regretful rank up, right? In like high hopes of him getting like a really good buff. So I would just wait. It says it right here. It should be completed for the May release, MSD, right here in the post. So, and I do have the forum link pinned, in the chat. So if you want to read it for yourself, I know I have it brought up on screen here. So, what up, Cooper Jenks? They're aiming for it. What up, Coop? But honestly, I think they're working pretty hard. Like, I really think they want to get this resolved and pushed out and, you know, hopefully righted. But they do want to keep him more of a support character. So, that is kind of nice. So if you were using him as a support character, like, it still seems like he's going to be a synergy member more or less than just a standalone champ. What up, Silver? What up, AQ Shadow? Donovan, how are you guys doing? Do you think they'll remove the Odin sleep and damage cap on this special too? I think, I don't know what they're going to do with it. I would like to see them kind of like tweak the Odin sleep a little bit and tweak the damage cap a little bit. Like, I think the damage cap is too low. I think the damage cap is pretty negligible. I think it needs to be raised, number one. And number two, I think the Odin sleep shouldn't be, like, he doesn't need to sleep every other fight. Like, that, no, get rid of that. If you're gonna make him go into Odin sleep, then make it so it's after, like, 5 fights, right? 5 fights with the Odin sleep should be good. Could the Allfather be the next Hyperion? No, I don't think he's going to be the next Hyperion. Hyperion's a very standalone character. Hyperion doesn't rely on synergies. And he is not a support character. And it seems like they still want to keep him a bit of a support champion. At least that's what I'm kind of reading. Odin's the next Heimdall? I mean, not really. I think they do want to make him better than Heimdall. I would like to see that. So, what's up, Button Pusher? How are you doing? Yeah, I saw that. Thank you, Chris, for posting that, by the way. I wonder if they'll nerf him to where Hela doesn't get that nutty damage and how you can get giant numbers from Ghost with the Ant-Man synergy. So, the giant numbers that you got with Ghost was from multiple Odins, right? So they're going to make it so it doesn't, I would imagine they're going to make it so it doesn't stack so that you can't bring multiple Odins on the team. Because if you were to bring a 6-star, a 5-star, and a 4-star, and a 3-star, right? You brought 4 Odins and your attacker. Your attacker, i.e. Ghost, Red Goblin, Hype, Hela, any one of those, Captain Sparkles, they were seriously, like, kind of breaking the game. They were breaking the meta of the game, and you don't want, if you break the meta of the game in that regard, then the game ceases to exist. Changing the pre-fight but leaving the Hela synergy alone is absolute insanity. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Sim. There isn't any mention of rank down tickets. I don't know if they're going to be offering rank down tickets with this. I think if they do offer rank down tickets, they should do it in kind of the Namor way, right? Where you had a specific time frame to do it and they were specific to that champion, right? So I think if they were going to offer rank down tickets, I think it should be, you know, the same way that they handled that, the way they handled the hood, that sort of thing, where if you rank them up because of how they were, and then this was brought in, and you don't want to have them ranked anymore, then you can use that on them. So, dude, Galactus, I know we got to get on that, right? What's up, Patronic? It's like a thing synergy. Hela is hella OP with Odin synergy. She is. Can't wait to see what what the Allfather possesses with my new 6-star OG Thor. So honestly, like, I don't think that this nerf is gonna be too bad. I think honestly, I think this nerf is going to be better in the long run, right? I honestly think it is. So, like, I don't want to, like, be waving your pitchforks and being like, kabam, you screwed us. Because this wasn't intended, right? They didn't intend for you to be able to stack multiple Odins, right? Or maybe they did and they didn't realize what would come of it. So, what's up, Jay? I just saw in my notification one of Brian's videos with the title, Odin is getting nerfed and buffed. Listen, so that's the whole thing, is like, he is getting nerfed, but he is getting buffed, right? They're nerfing his crossfight, his pre-fight crossfight, right? They're nerfing that, but they are also buffing him. So it's kind of like a trade-off, right? And MSD was right. He says you gotta take the wins with the losses. So hopefully they do something like with the damage cap. Hopefully they increase that. Hopefully they make it easier to maintain his buffs. Hopefully, like with his Odin force, right? I would love for them to reduce his Odin force from 2 to 1. I honestly think reducing the Odin force from 2 to 1 would be better in this scenario than it would be in like other ones, because if you're using him on stun immune or something like that, it could be a little bit hard, or limber, right? That could be a little bit hard to get those 2 knockdowns. So I think reducing the Odin force from 2 to 1 would kind of be better. Whoops. Forgot to do that. A nerf phrasing. What up, APOC? What's up, Chuck? How are you doing? She'd send us. I would send you all a bunch of units because I'm awesome. Aw. That's right. Chris is very, very right. Remember the Guillotine 2099 synergy where she was just like gaining mad power, right? Sometimes these things get missed, and like it kind of sucks when it does, when it's in these What's up, Evan T? How are you doing? So they putting a synergy cap and tuning up his damage. That's what I'm hoping for, Dawn. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm really hoping that that's what they're going to do. But I'm not totally 100% sure that what they're going to do. Katie doesn't have to send anything. She is awesome regardless. Aw, AQ Shadow, thank you. And that's a huge issue. Testers aren't useful if they don't understand what they're testing. That's the whole thing too, Sim, is before the CCP gets a hold of the champs, they go through testers, but things still get missed. I mean, no one really, like, if you look at Ghost really wasn't played Ghost style really until like Pete got his hands on her, right? And then that's when it was found. So you can go through so many hands until something is actually found, right? It's kind of like, it sucks in a way, but it's just kind of like one of those things where it's like, oh, this blows. And we do the testing, but at the same point in time, sometimes when we find stuff, it's already too late. I really doubt that, the Prodigy. I really doubt that. Although, wishful thinking, right? Wishful thinking. Doom, Corvus, yeah, exactly. Like, there are so many different hands that have to get their hands on these champs, or even other parts of the game, in order to find things, right? There's only so few people who are testing it, and maybe that's the problem. Maybe there needs to be more people testing, right? Maybe there needs to be more testing done, but you know, how often is that going to happen? They pay people big money to test, and the community finds bugs in 24 hours. I don't know how much you think game developers make, Sam, but it is not that much for the hours put in. Cap and Mr. Fantastic are broken for the science class, sue me. But like, okay, how would you guys Like, if you were in Kabam's shoes, like, how would you have handled it? They do test Stroker. As much as you don't want to think they do. They actually do. They make 1 million an hour, right? I saw that on the internet. LOL. What is the use of nerfing him? Well, Act 6 and above doesn't allow 4 stars, so it can't stack more than 2 Odins. It doesn't break the game. There are X number of champs to be nerfed before Odin. It can still be broken with 2. It can still be broken with 2, and especially if you bring them into incursions. If you bring them into incursions, then they can be really broken. Which champs are already kind of broken in incursions, right? Like, you can do insane damage in incursions, and it's fun, right? That's a fun part of the game. But when you're throwing like big stakes things in there, that's when things start to like slow down. I would honestly hire testers who know the game a bit better. Bugs cost the company money. Same in any IT shop. They do, Sim. You're right. But like I said, I don't work for Kabam. I work for a company in South Carolina. So, you know, like, it's kind of one of those things. Venom the Duck is broken in incursions. What's up, Zero Frost Ninja? If they did, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in. They do test, but they do need, I am a firm believer that I think they need to do more testing, or they need to be able to give the CCP members, the champions, earlier on, right? They need to be able to give us them earlier on to find these things before they go into the early access bundles, or have us be able to release our information before what is currently the embargo date. Like, I think that would kind of be more beneficial, right? Because then they would be able to actually see it happening. They would actually be able to see, you know, some of the things that, you know, may be said or may not be said or whatever, or maybe missed or whatever, and maybe able to look at that and go, huh, yeah, that's not supposed to be like that. So maybe if, like, we could release our information earlier, it would be more beneficial, right? Because number one, that could get you guys more excited about a champion, right? You could be like, oh, look at what this champion is doing. Or number two, it would point out bugs and that sort of thing faster, or maybe unintended mechanics faster. I think maybe something along those lines would be kind of a better thing to do. So I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that, like, the CCP members should be able to release our information sooner than what we do? Like, you know, our information drops pretty much when the crystals drop. So do you think it would be better if we were able to release our information sooner? Would that get you more excited to maybe buy the crystals, or maybe more like, I don't know about this champ, right? What up, Fluffy? Maybe giving the people in the CCP more time to use the champs and maybe expanding to some more players would possibly help. I don't know if they could necessarily expand to more players, or maybe just get more people into the CCP would be better. Kabam hire Katy. What's up, Ryan? Yeah, I agree, Sim. I agree. 100%. Gamers will find all kinds of things that a tester isn't looking for. They just want to make sure they work properly. CC want to get the most out of the champ. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Like, if we were able to put our content out earlier, they could maybe catch it sooner, right? I think this is why they said 4 ramp-ups was a little overreaching, only 2 tune-ups and an overhaul. That was a big thing, right? Because if you look at how much maybe effort it went into, you know, buffing those champs or overhauling those champs and putting that much in, that was a lot of time consuming, Alex. You're 100% correct. You're not a content creator, you're a marketing ploy. How much input do you have in the development of the champion? We have no input in the development of the champion, Fluffy. We are basically there to test things. CCP should reveal things earlier before the crystals. Crystals are relapse or keep the mouth shut if the crystals are already released. I think it would be better if like we could release our information maybe a little bit sooner, right? I feel like if we could release our information a little bit sooner, it would probably go over better. You know what I mean? Like they could maybe find stuff sooner. You realize there are people in the CCP that don't even do, yeah, there really are. There's honestly, I think there's more people who do behind the scenes stuff than who actually do like YouTube and Twitch and that sort of thing. Like there's a lot more people in there than you think there are. I'll say that right out the gate. If we knew more about the champ, it would definitely help to inform the decision on whether to buy the crystals or not. Has the CCP gotten champs changed before the champ has been released? Cosmic Ghost Rider, I think, has, in my time in the CCP, I think Cosmic Ghost Rider was the only one who was nerfed before he was released. Am I confusing Kabam with Santa? Yes. Yes. What's up, Bess? How are you doing? They probably did not, Brendan. They did not. They did not. I don't see the point in holding CC back from early testing. It's just common sense. I know they have to make money, but problems cost more than it's worth. Yeah, and like I think it would kind of help too for like the really good champs, right? Like the really good champs, like, you know, well, Apocalypse was a different story because Apocalypse really didn't shine through until after he was, you know, in the game. So, what up, Fuji? What's up, Dylan? Yeah, he was doing, like, stupid numbers. Like, Cosmic Ghost Rider was stupid in the beta. Like, he's stupid now. Like, stupid good, right? Like, he has stupid damage now, but it was even more, like, stonk. Was Nick Fury nerfed before release? That was, I don't know. That was prior to my time in the CCP. Apocalypse feels balanced, in my opinion. He is. Apocalypse, before when we were all releasing our content and stuff on him, people were really hating on Apocalypse, and I couldn't figure out why. When we were all releasing our stuff on Apocalypse, people were really hating on Big Boy Paco, and I couldn't figure out why. And in fact, I made a video on it. It's called Why All the Hate. And if you don't believe me, the video's out there. If you don't believe me, people were hating on Apocalypse, go watch the video. I heard my name but hadn't chatted yet, so I got scared. Oh, there's a couple Dylans in here. Dylan Blackwell. LOL. I wonder how Kabam will not drop the ball with Hercules like they did with the Allfather. I don't know if they're gonna drop the ball with Hercules or not, to be honest with you. I did, Nemus. I did. That's because he wasn't out the gate OP. He kind of was, though. Apoc has a good balance, and his horseman is amazing with Wolvie, now my favorite champ of the game. I love Apoc. I've loved Apoc since the start, Sam. Ebony Maw was nerfed 5 times before release and still too OP, LOL. LOL. But yeah, I kind of feel like Kabam is doing the right thing here. Like, they're realizing it before even more time and money and effort is spent going into getting Odin because of how he is now, right? Could you imagine, like, if this came out after his cab crystals came out and after everyone spent so much time and, you know, maybe a couple Odins or whatever trying to get him in the arena? I mean, it's kind of better that it came out now than later. Well, what do you guys think? Tell me. Civil Warrior's 3rd buff and he still stonks. Civil Warrior's good. He's fun now. I really enjoy Civil Warrior. My biggest problem with this is that it's not in-game message. You have to be on the forums or following YouTubers to know. I'm hoping that they'll eventually send it as like that whole update function, right? Like, remember we have this function here now that they added, this updates thing. Oh wait, hold on. Right? We've got this whole little updates thing now. Like, I'm really hoping that it'll pop up here and be like, hey, this is what's happening, you know? Like, I really hope that pops up eventually in there for everyone to know, because I thought that was kind of the whole point of that added update function, right? When, you know, things get lost in the mail or something that's posted on the forums or something like that, because it is, you're 100% correct, Sam, is that if you're not, you know, on YouTube, or you're not looking at the forums, or you're not on Twitter or Instagram or, I don't know, Facebook, you're not going to see this, right? You're not going to see, the only way you're going to know about this is through in-game mail, right? And especially for like newer players, I feel like I thought that was kind of the whole purpose of this update function. So this would have been a prime example of when something that needed to go in this little update tab that we have on the screen, right? There's always one, button pusher. There's always one. It's okay. It's okay. Your hatred fuels me. Why Kabam doesn't nerf Groot yet? He's too OP. LOL. What's up, Rudiel? Listening to you while I'm working in my garage, like hearing different perspective of certain champs. Keep it up. Aw, thank you, Rudiel. I appreciate that, fam. All I wanted was a free 2-star Odin. Aw, thank you, Bobby Hotep. Yes, guys, if you guys haven't already done so, please remember to hit that like button. I do appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You know, if you like what you see. But like, overall, I think Kabam is doing like a decent job here with this, because I kind of feel like they could make it, it could have gone a lot worse, and they're doing a good job in trying to be transparent with it and kind of get ahead of it before it spirals out of control. What's up, Legacy? How are you doing, fam? Hope you are doing well. So yeah, like, all right, now's the question. How would you buff Odin? What would you give him? How would you fix this? How would you right the wrong? What's up, D-Woods? Next topic is gonna be compensation for the whale after buying the Odin crystals last week. So there is kind of a compensation for it, Bess. So if you look here, it's right here in this first bulleted point, right? Summoners who purchase any Odin preview bundles or crystals from the Black ISO market will receive the equivalent number of crystals for our next featured champion next month. This may occur after that champion's preview bundle has been released. So like, I purchased one from the Black ISO market, duped my Nick Fury again. So that was a nice max sync crystal. So what's up, the Integral? I think they definitely knew they had a problem and needed to address them before the Cavs came out. Yeah, 100%. Because if the Cavs would have come out, right, and people would have dropped so many units for those Cavs, right, then you would also have the arena grinders who are putting in their time and potentially dropping Odins, right, dropping units on boosts and refreshes, right? So you've got time and money and resources spent there. So it's already more than potentially what was put in for those early access bundles. So getting ahead of it now was really good for Kabam. Odin's sleep mechanic is only used if you activate pre-fights, choose between support or damage. Yeah. See, this is how problems should be addressed openly and adequately. Exactly. Exactly. And it's not, and they're not trying to cover it up either. They are basically coming out and being like, well, we messed up. That's good, Bess. It's always good to try to find new ways to enjoy the game, right? Always. What's up, William Pat? My question is, why is a nerf needed? Why aren't the champs being tested thoroughly to begin with? And this is the $1 million question. And it's not really a $1 million question. It's, I don't think there are enough people to test them thoroughly, to be honest. There's just not enough. It's partially that, and it's also partially what Sim said earlier. And that is sometimes what the testers are looking for. They're kind of not looking at things that people who, you know, kind of know the ins and outs of how champions mechanics work, even if they've only maybe played with the champion for like a little bit, or who can look at a champion's abilities on screen and be like, oh, this is how I know what to do. That is also very true work. Look at Apex. Odin needs to have a poison immunity. His son has it. Bleed damage. Big ass spear people. Odin's sleep should be a persistent and give one of 3 choices after fighting X amount, then sitting out a fight. I like it. Isn't that what the CCP is supposed to help with, though? It is and it isn't, because there is a very limited amount of time between when we get a champion and when we can release information on the champion, i.e. when the champion's crystals are out. So it's, the window there is very, very small. So sometimes there are times when we'll get access to the champ and I'll have so many things going on that I'll maybe only ever get to play with the champ a couple times, which is like why when you see me doing the live testing streams of the champ, like I'm not kidding when I say I've only played with the champion like 2 times, because there are just times when I just don't have time to do it, right? Like, because like a lot of us in the CCP, we have other jobs that we do, right? We can't just sit around and play the game all day as much as maybe we would like to, right? So, you know, it's just kind of like one of those things. No, Bess, they do actually play the game. They actually very much do play the game. Like, so Sam, I said this earlier. I wish we could release information. I wish we had more time with the champion before they were released, number 1. And number 2, I wish that we could release our information like the day before the crystals went out. Like that's kind of like how I wish they would do it. No, Josh. So the way that Odin's, I just hit my knee off my desk. That's gonna be a bruise. So the way Odin's crossfight was working was you could stack multiple Odins and get all the effects from the crossfight from the multiple Odins. So it was really changing the meta of the game. It was really changing the meta of the game, and it was essentially breaking the game. And if it would have gone on, like, the game wouldn't have survived, probably. I mean, it probably would have, but it wouldn't be near like what you want it to be. Not that much, Mark. Not that much, like a few days. Rip Ghost and Incursions. So yeah, with the Odin synergies, she's broken in Incursions. And Ghost is kind of like almost a broken champ to begin with. Like Doom's kind of broken. So fair gameplay is like, we don't want to give you good champs. No. So here's the other thing too, is what you guys got to realize too about, and I didn't find this out until I went to Comic-Con and actually like talked to some of the developers from Kabam, is like, when you have the champion designers, when they're designing a champion, that champion is like their baby, right? And so when, you know, it kind of sucks when like we say, oh, so-and-so, he's terrible, or she's worthless, or garbage champ, good kit, shit damage, right? It kind of like I feel bad saying it now because I know like how much time and effort and like love they put into these champions. So, but I still say it, right? Because I still want to give you my honest opinion of them. So that's exactly right, Nemus. If everyone is God tier, then no one is God tier. I think people forget that. And I think people need to also, and Nemus, this brings me to another point, is we need to kind of stop looking at that as every champion needs to be Cosmic Ghost Rider level, or every champion needs to be like Ghost, or every champion needs to be like Corvus, or, you know, something along those lines, right? You need to have some champs that are just mediocre. You can't have all champions that are like amazing, because then what's the point of the game? Oh, thanks for stopping by, Sam. It was good to see you again. At least they are buffing his damage output or abilities. I'm not totally sure what they're buffing. They don't really say. But they do say that he is going to get a tuning buff quicker than what he normally has gotten in the past. So it looks like they're going to be doing something with him. I don't know if it's going to be any more with his crossfight or if it's going to be him in general. I really hope it's just him in general to give him a little bit more of an oomph so he's not Heimdall version 2.0, right? Work. Yes. But like, I do think they need to tweak his Odin sleep. I think they need to tweak his Odin force. I think they need to up the damage cap off of his special 2. I think they need to give him more oomph off of his special 1. What's up, Gustavo? All right. Psycho Man needs a little something, all right? He needs a little something, Parasite, because he is below mediocre. What's up, Jorksa Ruiz? How are you doing? Dude, Bess, have fun in yoga. Get the stretchies. Namaste. And that's kind of another thing, right? I think a lot of us have such high expectations of certain characters because we know them from the comics, right? Like, we know Super Skrull is super powerful in the comics, and when he comes in as just like an average cosmic champion, it's kind of heart-wrenching for some of us, right? Or Odin, right? No one really wants Odin to be a support character, right? No one wants Odin to be a support character. We want Odin to be able to stand on his own, right? We want Odin to be able to stand on his own, to look at it and be like, hey, I am the All-Father and I'm totally gonna kick your ass, right? Like, that's what we want from Odin, not, oh, hey, I'm gonna help out Angela over here because she gets Furies and stuff, and I'm gonna help out Ghost, or I'm gonna help out Hela, my daughter, who, you know, who wants to kill me, whatever, right? Like, you want those kind of characters and those kinds of champions to be able to stand on their own and like be able to take on content headstrong, right? Headstrong, just go at it, just be like a bruiser at it, right? That's what we want. And maybe we're kind of guilty of dreaming like that. Like how Silver Surfer could wipe the floor with 85% of the champs, but all his kit is mediocre damage. Yeah, Silver Surfer's a prime example. Everyone, like, we were so pumped. Silver Surfer was the first Herald of Galactus to enter the game. And Silver Surfer's good for stuff. Like, I use mine. I didn't think I would, right? I didn't think I would, but I found him to be good for, like, buffed up and the rich get richer. So, you know, there's that. He's good for some stuff. How are you gonna make the EQ story about him in his prime and he doesn't do the damage you would think the Allfather could do in his prime? Exactly. If Odin has this much drama, think about Galactus. Kabam might actually skip releasing him. I don't know if Galactus is ever coming, to be honest. Like, they kind of teetered off from there, right? Like, that story kind of went like off into the ether, right? It was gone. That, in my most southern twang, that story be gone. That story be doggone. What's up, Ollie? But yeah, like it's one of those things where we expect, like, you know, certain characters, and then when, you know, those characters aren't how we expect them to be, it's really kind of like, for me it would be if Dracula ever comes to this game and if he is not OP, like, it's gonna crush me, right? Like, Dracula is one of my favorite characters. Like, I love Dracula. So if he were ever to come into the game and he wouldn't be like, he wouldn't have OP bleeds, like crazy regen, crazy lifesteal, like wouldn't have like long durations of stun and like these staggers and everything, it would crush my soul. It would crush my soul. No, Katie, just stop. Almost everyone would be OP if they were the way they were in the comics. Would they though? Would they? Would they? Dracula won't be OP. OP means YouTubers call for nerfs. You think I'd be calling for a nerf for Dracula? Get out of here. I mean, here's the thing. I shouldn't say get out of here, because if he would break the game, then yeah, I'd call for a nerf. Kabam, okay, we'll leave Dracula out of the game. What's up, Obi-Don? Odin getting burfed. I didn't know even a 10th Legends run this month because of him. So burfed is kind of, can I use that, Obi-Don? That's kind of a good way to call it, right? He's totally getting burfed because his crossfight's getting nerfed, but he himself is getting buffed. So yeah, he's getting burfed. I like it. What is the buff for Odin? We don't know anything about the buff yet. All we know is that Kabam is committing to a tuning buff that should be completed for the May release. But they do want to maintain his status as a support champion, i.e. a synergy member. So I don't know how exactly that's going to play out. I really wish they would kind of step away from that thought process a little bit and make it so if you want to use him as a support champion, you can, but he's also totally fine on his own. What's up, Juan? What's up, Darth? But yeah, like, I feel like if I kind of feel like they need to maybe step away from being so focused on him being a support character and moving more towards him being somewhere in the middle where, yeah, he can buff your champions really well, but he can also stand on his own, right? Like, best counter for Strafe? Magneto. What's up, Dave? But what do you guys think? What do you guys think about how... Would you rather him be a support character, or would you rather him be able to stand on his own 2 feet? Yeah, Torch is also solid for Strafe. Magneto melts him. But Strife's really not hard when he's not, like, super noted up. Anyway. But, like, yeah, what would you guys rather see Odin stand on his own or be a synergy member? Odin should be support just like Heimdall. Wow, Nemus. Oh, congrats, Legacy. What's up, Phantom Black? I would rather have it a bit of both. That's good. So, Saturn, how would you... So, you would have him be a bit of both, kind of like Wasp, right? Wasp is great for a synergy member with Ghost, but Wasp can also stand on her own, right? Get rid of the sleep mechanics. It's horrible for one. I don't think they're gonna get. I don't want them to get rid of Odin's sleep because Odin's sleep is such a big part of him in the comics. So I do like that they incorporated the Odin sleep in there. However, with that being said, I don't think it should be every other fight he needs to take a nap. Like, no. 5 fights. 5 fights. He can do 5 fights and then he sits out. Ooh, congrats, Ollie. For being Thor's dad, I wish he had more powerful synergies with either Classic or Rags. And that's another thing. They could have killed 2 birds with 1 stone here with Odin, right? They could have made it so his synergy with Thor Rags really amped up Thor Rags, right? Then maybe they wouldn't even have to bother giving Thor Rags a buff because that's all Thor Rags needs, by the way. Thor Rags doesn't need an overhaul. Thor Rags just needs a buff. So they could give him maybe the shock immunity and an increase in damage, right? Why they didn't give him a little added oomph for Thor Rags, I'll never understand. Yeah, Odin needs his naps. He needs to do that Odin sleep. So I like that they brought that tie-in with the comics. However, I don't think it should be every other fight. 5 fights, tops. He didn't mean it like that, Billy. He didn't mean it like that. He has a whole sleep named after him. Exactly. Odin needs his Odin sleep. So every other fight, nah, get out of here with that. 5 fights? Let's go. Odin can take a nap after 5 fights, right? So Lucas, OG Thor has been nerfed. He was nerfed a long time ago. They will never, I don't think they're gonna buff OG Thor. Maybe they will. I could be wrong, right? Crazier things have happened. But I really don't think they'll buff OG Thor since he's been nerfed already. Utility champs are amazing. Falcon is pure utility. His golden destroys 7.1. Listen, William, 100%. Utility champs and unit man clears content. No worries, Billy. Only god fights make Odin take that sleep. So how would you determine what a god fight would be in the game then? Right? Would you consider that what someone considers to be a god tier champion? Or would you consider that to be a boss or a mini boss? So you kind of need to weigh that into consideration when you say only against, or is it going against gods, right? Or is it going against gods? So you kind of need to take that into consideration as well when you talk about that. Nerd. You're the nerd. Odin, Thor, Rag synergy. Thor goes shock resistance 100%. So simple. Thor doesn't need a buff or overhaul. If they did that synergy with him, 100%. 100%. Thor, in general, Thor Rags, since they didn't do that synergy with him, right? Thor Rags is definitely in need of a buff, not an overhaul, just a buff. But if they gave Thor Rags 100% shock resistance or 100% reduced shock damage so that you can heal off any shock that's put on you from willpower, you know, awesome. And then if you had Thor Rags, Hela, and Odin on the team, then Thor gets like an increase in attack for each fight won by the team. What's up, Crooked Man? I think Odin needs to the apocalypse for certain cosmic champs. Make other cosmic as guardians, heroes, or something like that. The Odin sleep like Human Torch's pre-fight. Make him OP for that one fight, and then you can't use him X amount of fights after. I like that, because initially, right? Initially, we were kind of thinking maybe he would be along the lines of the cosmic apocalypse. And unfortunately, he wasn't, right? Unfortunately, he wasn't the cosmic apocalypse that we were all hoping for, right? Like, he unfortunately was, I don't know what you want to call him, the cosmic Mr. Fantastic. So if they would make him the cosmic apocalypse, because Apocalypse is one of those champions who he boosts his synergy team amazingly, right? When you make them a horseman, and then he also can stand on his own, right? So if they would make him more in tune with how Apocalypse is, that would be fantastic. Let's call him Odin Nerf because I'm starving. Oh my gosh, Billy. Thor Rags needs a new Special 3 animation where Groot brings Stormbreaker and just wrecks it. That would be awesome, Bobby Hotep. I love it. Oh, thank you, Lucas. Thanks for hanging out. Enjoy your day or night at work. Remember, Lucas, work smarter, not harder. The Blue Mage. Oh, Sorcerer Supreme. Venom or Sorcerer Supreme? Benny. You got some hard decisions there. Both are fantastic champions. If you run Suicides, though, I would not rank up Sorcerer Supreme because you will die from recoil. But Venom, they're both really good champs. They're both really good champs. I would say go with whoever you enjoy playing more. The fact Odin could not be used multiple times to buff one champion is logic. It's not logic. It's kind of goofy, right? Like, it's kind of goofy. But yeah, the Odin sleep mechanic needs to be made into, 5 fights. Maybe 4. I could deal with 4. The Odin force needs to be reduced from 2 to 1. And the damage cap needs to be increased. That needs to be increased tremendously. Kevin G, ¿qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa, amigo? All this and Iceman is still vulnerable to cold snap frostbite side. Dude, don't even get me started on that. But, with Ghost Rider now being Incinerate immune, fingers crossed. Knock on wood. Chevy don't bark. Good puppy. Yeah, Venom has more use for variants, 100%. Let's just all agree that this game is crap, but we're gonna keep playing. You're right. You're right. It's not crap, though. I mean, and I have my moments with it, right? Like, we all have our moments with this game where we're all just kind of like, F it. F it. What's the nerf? So I have it up on the screen right now, Kevin, but I'll go ahead and read it. Prior to Odin's Crystal and Arena release, we are adjusting his kit to ensure fair gameplay. Today, we are removing the ability to stack multiples of the same buff from Odin's pre-fight abilities on a single champion, bringing his abilities more in line with champions like Magneto, House of X. So basically, you are only going to be able to bring 1 Odin instead of 2 or 3 or 4. We understand that some of our summoners purchase these bundles for Odin's support abilities. To make this right for everybody that purchased the Odin preview bundles and all summoners that receive Odin from his crystals, arenas, and into the future, we are committing to a few things. Summoners who purchased any Odin preview bundles or crystals from the Black ISO market will receive the equivalent number of crystals for our next featured champion next month. This may occur after the champion's preview bundle has been released. We are committing to a tuning buff for Odin quicker than we normally have in the past. We understand that this change does not affect Odin's performance as a support champion, and while we want to maintain his status as a support champion, we also want to compensate for his change by giving him more power in his base abilities. This should be completed for our May release. So basically, they're gonna buff him a little bit. So I'm really hoping that they kind of find a common ground between him being able to only be a support character and him being able to only stand on his own, and kind of finding like a middle ground for him. But the 2 Odin preview bundles, here's hoping the next featured champ isn't another Psycho Man or Super Skrull. Only time will tell, won't it? I don't know anything, I swear. I really love this game. It's just one character away from true greatness. Move to the next level. Don't you dare, Big Hoss. Get out of here with that hell cow. Get out of here with that hell cow. So, like, overall, though, this is a step. This was good that they came out and did this before his cab crystals, before his arena, because otherwise it could have been a shit show. But the Mr. Metillion? I butchered that. I'm sorry. You always take a chance when it comes to those crystals, right? You always take a chance. There is a very good chance you won't get the champ that you're trying to spend, that you're spending the money on. There's a very good chance that that won't happen. But you could get someone really great. You could get someone really garbage. But you could get someone really great, right? There's always that chance. It's always that chance. What's up, Mr. Zero? I'm guilty of buying those crystals. Next month's chance better not be trash, lol. So what's his limbo in between now and then and gonna look like? May is still a bit away. I'm not totally sure. I'm not totally sure what it's gonna look like between now and then, to be honest. I wish I knew, but I do not. Nemus, you shut your face. What's up, Big Cove? Dude, Crooked Man, thank you so much for hanging out. Get you some good Z's. Get you some good Z's, fam. What up, Mermaid Man? Am I gonna grind for Odin? I was never gonna grind for Odin originally. So I'm still not gonna grind for Odin. Odin, as he was, didn't really fit my roster needs. So yeah, I wasn't gonna do the grind for Odin originally, and I'm still not gonna do the grind for him. But if his arena is still happening, he's probably gonna go low. We just need Barry Allen to go back before Odin was released and boom, fix. Yes, we need Flashpoint, Droker. Can we get Flashpoint? Can we make that happen? Can we make that a thing? Like, I really want that to be a thing. By the way, guys, my hands totally look like Agatha from Scarlet Witch. It's kind of funny. I'm just like, The way Kabam is going new release champs, I guess they will have more reworks for 2020 to 20 wow, Katy, 2021 champs than older ones. I wouldn't be so sure of that. Nemus, thank you so much for the $5, fam. What will be released?
Nemes Gonzalez donated $5. The Steelers are the Droker of the NFL. Just sad and smelly.
Wow.
Like, just doesn't fit anywhere, and we all just accept that it's going nowhere.
The shade! The shade in that super chat! But dude, Nemus, thank you so much for the $5, fam. Or should I call you Workies BFF? I'm gonna call you Workies BFF. It was Katya all along. Sparkles! What's going on, birds? Oh my god, birds. We got birds. It's not a joke, but can you just explain how Juggy works, please, for max damage? Just pulled him today. What's max damage with Juggernaut? Put him on defense as a pain in the ass. What's up, Nahal? Nice start to the day. Just pulled 5-star guillotine 2099. Nice. Maybe they should hit pause, stop releasing champs, and use 1 month to focus and fix all the bugs, issues, and things that make you go, So that's another thing is I'm fairly certain those are two separate entities, right? You got champion development and you got bugs and game issues, right? That might even be separate entities. So, yeah. Like, I've said it before, and this was before they started buffing champs, right? Before they started, like, doing this whole buff schedule thing. I said before that I would much rather have them, release one new champ and then buff a champ who really needed it. So, but that was before all of this started. So, they need more than a month? Nah. Will I grind for Odin? No. I am still not going to grind for Odin. I know most of you asked me when I was doing the Mcoc grind if I was going to grind for Odin. And I said no. And my opinion... my opinion hasn't really changed on it. I don't know how he's going to be. And I may be missing out, right? I may be missing out on something that could be amazing. He could end up being a really great champion and I might miss out on it. But I don't want to put my time and effort into a champion that I know nothing about, right? And at this point in time, we know nothing about Odin, right? Right? We don't know what they're going to do to him, how they're going to buff him. You know, we know what they're taking away, but we don't know what they're going to be increasing, what they're going to be changing. They could be changing, you know, they could be changing a variety of things on him, right? We don't know. So I'm not going to put my time and effort into grinding for a champion that I know nothing about. And I could be missing out. I could really be missing out because he could end up being a great champ after the buff. But I'm one of those people who, like, I need to either see things with him or see something on paper and decide from there what I'm going to do. But me, I like to get my hands on a champ and play with the champ before I make any, like, concrete opinion of a champion, right? Bugs never get work done, so that department does not exist. They just keep with the buff BS and keep adding to the bugs and game crashing that has been prevalent since last year. Dizzle. Being nerdy and stuff? You're always nerdy, Fark. You're actually mad? Why are you actually mad? I got him for Hella, and if they change that, boy, I'm a rage. So, I don't think they're changing too much of that. To Nemus, thank you so much for another $5. Fam! Nemus! Let me get you updated here, Nemus. Dethroning CB.
Nemes Gonzalez donated $5. This is from Worky's BFFF. Best freaking friend forever. Worky, you know you love Nemo. He's like PSL and you're a basic chicken October.
Savage, Nemus. Savage. But I love it. So good. Nemus, thank you so much for the $5, fam. And Nemus, you are now the king of CandyLand. What color would you like the background to be? Choose Hyperion. It didn't place Fort. Definitely Hyperion. What's up, Ethan? How are you doing? They really should start giving out champs as 3-star players who are in the CCP so folks can decide if the champ is worth buying crystals or grind arena. Mr. Zero, that's actually a really good idea. I like that a lot. They either need to do that or let the CCP members release their content a day before the crystals go out. I think that would be also really good. I don't have pewter, Nemus. Odin a little blue post buff. What's up, Burnsy? What up, Lefty Knox? How are you doing, fam? But yeah, I really like that idea. I would really like to be able to release like our stuff the day before the crystals go out. I think that would be really beneficial in a number of ways. Number one, Kabam could maybe see things maybe like, oh, that's not supposed to be working like that, right? Or it could get people more hyped up for a champion. And then it's also the double-edged sword too, right? Because then it could also get people like, that champion kind of sucks. Marco! What up, Math King? What I think would be cool is that once champion abilities have been finalized, they reveal them to us and we could help them test scenarios that players themselves think of. I mean, yeah, that would be hugely beneficial, Math King. But you gotta remember too, like, champion abilities are always given out in the champion spotlight ahead of, you know, when the crystals drop, right? And how champions are on paper doesn't always translate to how they are in the game. Look at Cable. Look at Cable, for example, right? Cable is a prime example of that. Cable looked phenomenal on paper, and then he's Cable, right? And Cable's really good with Apocalypse, don't get me wrong, right? But you want Apocalypse. So you got that. Well, to be honest, Odin and MCOC is similar, disappointing to the MCU version. They both do almost nothing other than sleeping. Rip. That's why they walk that line. Not too much info, but enough to dangle that carrot. Exactly. I mean, look, we don't all do that though, the Parasite. Like, we're not, I mean, the thing is too, is like, you'll never see me overhype a champ. I've said that before. You'll never see me overhype a champ. You might see me underhype a champ. But you'll never see me overhype a champ. I don't care if I don't get views on the video or not. Because here's the thing, is I know the amount of time and effort that goes into grinding for a champion in an arena. I don't know about but I can fathom the amount of money spent trying to open up crystals for a champion, right? So for me, I don't want to put you guys in a boat where you're like, I wasted all my time in arena for such and such champion and they're garbage, right? Bro, this game is so dumb. I get the worst luck. 5-star Nexus, Rhino, Hulk, Annihilus. Annihilus is a good champion, Sour Unlocked. Annihilus is a super fun champion. I like Annihilus. Taskmaster is also a great champion, Sour Unlocked. Taskmaster requires some high skill, but he is he's a good champion. Let's see, where are we at time-wise here, gang? What time is it? 20 after 8. Am I getting it? What? Dude, AQ Shadow, thank you so much for that raid, fam. How was the stream, AQ Shadow? What I was telling you is that they are using, yeah, they are using our voices, right? They are 100% using our voices, but they're also using us to get, you know, our opinions on champions, and they do ask us questions about them. They really do, and we do give our opinions on them, and we do question things. It's not like we sit there and we're just like, oh, woo, new champion. Like, no, we do give our opinions on them, and we do, you know, question some certain things and, you know, any weird interactions that could happen. So connection issues in game, story of our lives, right, AQ Shadows? Story of our lives. If I had to choose one, who would I awaken, Annihilus or the champion? Annihilus. Annihilus. I swear they better make Hercules very manly looking and useful skills champ or I'd cry. I don't know how Hercules is going to be. I voted for Omega Sentinel. Hashtag RoboBoobs. Quick question. If you purchased the Odin preview bundle, are you still getting compensation even if you didn't get Odin? I believe so. I think it's for anyone who purchased the bundle. That's how I'm reading it here on screen, right? If you see it here on screen, right here, summoners who purchased any Odin preview bundles or crystals from the Black ISO market will receive the equivalent number of crystals for our next featured champion next month. So I assume even if you didn't get Odin, you're still gonna get it. You're still gonna get those bundles. What's up, Monkey? Welcome, and everyone from AQ Shadow Raid. Thank you, Math King. Exactly. But yeah, Ollie. So that's how I read it there. What's up, Doc Strange? How are you doing? I spent $300 between both accounts, so that will be nice. Yeah. So, and that's the thing too, is Kabam didn't have to do that, right? Kabam didn't have to do that. They could have easily just been like, nah, we're gonna wash our hands of this, right? They could have just been like, too bad, so sad. But they're trying to rectify the situation, which is really good, because they didn't have to offer those 5 crystals. They could have just been like, nope, sorry, peace out. Do it, Marco. You won't. And it could be, right? But here's the thing too. Here's the thing too, though, William Pap, is what you got to remember is anytime you buy any of those bundles, you're going for a chance at a champion. So you're going for a chance to get, you know, at this point in time was Odin, right? And next point in time is going to be whoever it is. So it's always that chance, right? Dude, 6th annual. Oh my God. Can someone ban? No, I'll get it. 1 second. Oh. Jesus. There we go. Thank you, Math King. Work. Thank you, guys. I haven't had a troll for a long time. That's the first time in a long time I've had a troll like that. It's been a while since I've had one, AQ Shadow, actually. It's been a long time since I've had one. So, but yeah, so I think, let's see, we've been going for like an hour and a half now. They also could not have released him, making us think they were getting him as is. I'm sure CCP told them he was going to be a problem, yet they still... It's not... I don't think it's that. I think it wasn't until they saw the videos, honestly. I think that's what it was. I don't think it was until they saw the videos. I like how they are focused on chips with support. I really do like that. They can work on this and make it better in the future, like a step in the right direction from Kabam, in my opinion. It is nice. It is good. Like, I think they're doing a good job here. And I don't say that too frequently, so. Matt King. Gabriel, it was a troll. We get them. Streamers get them. People think they're funny. They're not. And that's why I've got great mods, so. Can I read your last? Can you copy it? Let me find it. Will Kabam take back the champs, which is already open from those early access bundles? No, they're not. So that's why they are, because they could have done that, right? So this is the other thing too, that they could have done was, yeah, they could have refunded you your money. And then they could have also taken back all the champions that you got from those early access bundles, given you back any rank up materials that you used on those champions, any sig stones, whatever. So awakening gems, whatever. So in lieu of doing all of that, that's why they're giving the compensation crystals is what I'm going to call them, even though that's totally not what they are. So yeah, it's way too much effort to do that, to go through all of those accounts, right? To go through all that account data just to strip away that many champions. This is just a much better way of doing it, right? So, oh my gosh. Spam. People, like, grow up, guys. Jesus. Yeah, might want to be on real lookout now. Work, Math King, Nemus. Who else is in here? CB, Fark. You don't know how to noob tube? Fark. Yes, you do. You just forget. Someone is a virgin who lives in the basement. What up, Solar Flare? I do not. Yeah, Solar Flare. I don't do dual streams anymore. I haven't done that for good while now. Probably like 6-7 months. How's the 1,000,000 5-star hunt going? I can show you how it's whoops, that's champions. I'm at crystals. It's going. Where am I at now? Let's see. 687,000 plus 8 fully formed. So you usually no, you're not. Yeah, I do, Marco. I caught it just as then the other ones started to spam. So, any news on the Black Panther buff? Not that I know of, and even if I did, probably couldn't tell you. Show it all. I know. Look at that. Look at this, guys. And also, because of Jay Fizzle's generosity yesterday. No, not yesterday. Yesterday was Tuesday. Monday. So, look, I got the mutant one, the tech one, the skill one. I'm going to get the science one tomorrow. Good Lord, hashtag hoarder. That's a fat stack of 5-star crystals. It is. Dude, AQ Shadow, thank you so much for becoming a member of CandyLand. Fam, thank you. Appreciate that, fam. Thank you so much. So, but yeah, it was pretty awesome. Go little bouncy rabbit. Any idea on when they're going to add the final items to Thronebreaker that were said to come, like the new gold crystal and arena crystal? Your guess is as good as mine, Solar Flare. I think they're trying to work on a lot of stuff, and I think, you know, COVID kind of slowed them down a bit and everything. So, I'm not 100% sure. I wish I could tell you more, but I'm just in the dark as you are. I am just in the dark as you are. AQ Shadow Pog with the kitty. Whew. All right, gang. Let's see. What do we got going on? Who's streaming? Is anybody streaming? Or the wish crystal? Yeah. I have no idea. I wish I knew. What's up, Anthony Garcia? How are you doing, fam? I wish I knew more so that I could tell you more. But I don't. It's unfortunate. But like, what was I gonna say? I don't remember. I feel like I need a coffee or a beer. New feather in. Go get another 1K shards. I think I got two feathers, 3 feathers, 3 feathers. We'll save that for Friday. Oh, which reminds me, guys, weekly Friday morning stream is back on. Hell yeah, let's go. What's up, James? Katy is not COVID. Well, guess who? I had my COVID shot on Friday last week, and oh my god, that wrecked me. What's up, Pops? Think we'll get some harder content 7.2 variant next month, Katy, or can't say? I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Tano, it is a nerf to his crossfight ability. His pre-fight crossfight. So. I don't know how you talked about Odin for 1.5 hours. You ranked your 6-star mags last night. Let's go, AQ Shadow. Let's go. Yeah, that vaccine, though, it wrecked me. Oh, my God. Like, never in my life have I felt more sick. But, like, I'm glad I got it. But, oh, my God, it was, like, the worst feeling ever. Yours than OG player quit after 12.0 just came back, and I'm hoping Kabam is better company than they were. They're much more transparent, Gabriel. And for those of you who haven't been around since the beginning, they are much more transparent about things than what they have been in the past. So it's really good. What's up, Donovan? I remember, I think AQ Shadow, I think you mentioned that one time in one of my streams that you had it. Oh yeah. I mean, look, listen, if I have a tracker in me, I've had a tracker in me for a long time, okay? Like, a long ass time. Alright, but I think that's gonna do it for today. We're gonna go raid Simula. Whoops. Hello. Because he is the only one that is streaming right now. So let's go give Simula a raid here. Putting the link to his stream in the chat. What should we go over with? Hashtag no father. No, that's mean. Hashtag not the father. Yes. Hashtag not the father. We'll go over there with the hashtag not the father. But guys, before I go, I want to give a big, huge thank you to Nemus and Chris for the donations, AQ Shadow for the membership, fam. I really appreciate that, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for that. And guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me while I talked an entire like hour and a half about Odin. And I did like 3 fights in arena. Rip. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, please remember to hit that like button. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, hit that sub button. Go raid Simula. Click the link that I posted in the chat. Go over with the hashtag not the father raid, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. I will be back tomorrow night and Friday morning, so I hope to see you guys all there. Thanks so much for hanging out with me tonight, guys, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Go say hi to Sim, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!